Houston, we have a problem because the president that put me on call is no longer above ground to vouch for me. But we had a systematic way for you to double check what I'm saying without putting anybody in danger because of who I am and what I do. I had a conversation with the president once on a golf course while he was putting. His name's Bush, George. And I was asking, how do I exit this without having to pull a trigger? And he looked me in the eyes on this golf course. And he told me, I asked a question. I said, why do you mispronounce his name? And he looked me in the eyes as he took a putt. And he said, Saddam, because they hate it when you mispronounce their name or misspell it. It's a disrespectful thing to do. So what that does is that's the kicker. I waited and waited. Because now, when Obama said ISIL, he mispronounced their name. So that cued me what was going on, and I kicked the camera on so it can watch as the stand down order was given. That means I can't move. I can't shoot. I don't have that cloak of darkness to be able to execute. But that also means that I don't shoot our own. That was her own man in that. I have already executed every order I was ever given. You know, 93 went down because I didn't hesitate. But it's also why I stood down and dropped my weapon and was told to stay down, stay low, and don't move. But it wasn't until this bullshit came into my haven. And it wasn't until I had to remove shit from my body and do shit. Because now we have a problem. Because now this is fucking shit up for everybody. And now I don't have cover here. See, now I'm going to have to burn myself now. And come back in. But I need picked up by my only partner. But she has to pick me up, and I'm going to come in handcuffs. She's not in danger, I can tell you that. And I don't need a gun. But I'm going to tell you this one time. This isn't on your time. Because you are now going to have to go back and look. Our president sat in a wheelchair with high waters on with Christmas socks. And I wore black socks up to my knees all the time walking around. I wear a Boston hat, black and white. And he wore Christmas socks. And it's just nothing but some senators. It's just another thing. But I made that man a promise when I looked him in the eyes. And he gave me his word that sometimes we have to step outside the line of justice and come to you because we shoved you back over here on this other side. So you can bomb my complex in Mexico. And you can seize all of that because that's it. But see right here now, what did I do? I came and took a lower position. So John Africa, but I can't leave this position. But I'm not hunting that kid down because that is not my job. My job is to remove pieces of shit like that. And now I'm stuck between two departments. So all I can do is now is step back across the line, but you're going to have to come handcuff me and send her to, so she can do that, so she can save her job, because it's not her fault. But she knows, due to how I have changed myself in appearance and customs, she knows. But I'm doing this because, one, I have a chip. I have a man that sank a putt and said, it doesn't matter. It's the bottoms. It goes in. We win. You win. I win. Just say win, and it's a go. But you don't have to say it because you already know what I'm going to do, and I know what you're going to do. You're just going to be there because my son walked on top of some rubble and sat in the classroom because he was reading a book to some kids actually doing something good. But see, that's what happens sometimes. The good ones are sitting there doing the right thing, and the ones before them that have to do what we have to do, it's like, son, you know. But he sat there in that wheelchair proud with them high waters on like Professor Xavier, and he got to be a character, and I was the character of Wolverine, but I'm also just a mechanic. I'm just also a lot of things, and I'm just also covered. Because the thing is when you get your name removed from shit, and you don't exist, and you have a president that gives you his fucking word, you just wait till he's not here, and then you reveal why he wore them socks, and you wear black socks up to your knees, and you wear a Boston hat, and how you know all these things are to be true. Because I don't have to testify on anything, because I'm Simplify. And he wore the socks, and I wore those, so we could get Shoeless Joe Jackson in the Hall of Fame and Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame. And fuck the Astros, they're fucked this time. That's why we have a problem, Houston. Because there's shit that you don't know. You'll never know, and you will never get it out of me. But I can tell you this. All you got to do is go look at pictures of him in his chair, and his socks, and his pants up to his knees, and then you'll understand why I wore black socks up to my knees and shorts every single time. But see, that's why I'm going to walk out barefoot with no shoes and shorts tonight. No lights. There was no lights on the field then. We didn't cheat. I did what I was told to do every single time, except I am not a gun for hire. I was never supposed to be seen. I was just supposed to be a voice that told people when to go, when to stop, when to stay, when to get out of the fucking way. But there's a problem here when I keep using that here, and I do everything right. So I can be decommissioned, and I can finally retire. And then we have a problem. Because we have a crooked one that fucked with one he shouldn't have. Big time. So what am I going to do? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give a chance for two departments, two enforcement agencies to be able to do something. Save a life with me. I don't care who that nut job is, the kid. But he ain't my responsibility. But you see what happens when you don't respect my president and you don't respect that there are certain things deployed that have a right already. See, when I take a shot, I want you to know something. There is no swagger about it. Because when I take a shot, it kills all three. But it is only when you see that someone gets kicked out of line and she's wearing white, that is someone that does not respect someone's privacy. And she thinks gay men are disgusting. Well, let me tell you something. I don't like Islamic bitches either. But see, we're not over there, and I don't get to cut your tongue or your jaw off or stick my fist in your mouth to shut you the fuck up. But guess what? I also know I had orders to stand down and not shoot anymore or drop any more bombs until I bomb the shit out of everything that she thinks that she has control of. No, she's not control. She's not. She's not immune. But look at this. Every other time to line up, every person that serves and works for the president knows to fall in line due to rank and order. She's the special one that has to have the sidecar. No, bitch. They kicked you out so I could shoot you. Now, this is what I'm going to do. You're going to get that bitch out of that house. And you're going to allow me to cap. And then I'm going to call to order the New York Police Department, the Blue Bloods, and the Fire Department. Because they're going to take axes to that fucking platform. And they're going to cut that wood because I think there could possibly be a fire there. There's a heat. There's something there. Because she must be a goddamn dumb fucking bitch to think that wearing all white in that house and not standing in line behind a man. See, he stands there on that platform in front of all of them. So in case his vice president has to put a bullet through the back of all their heads and take control. But this bitch kicks out to the side and wants to rip paper up because no. But I'm not going to kill that bitch. I'm going to stay out here until my partner, my spotter, comes, gets me, and takes me. And then I'm going to fucking have to fucking sign and commission to call off everything. Now you're going to understand why when someone says stand down, people like me had to run in and try to do something after the fact. But what we have here now is we have one president that witnessed something and he called it out the side of his mouth the wrong way to say, record, stand down. It's her mess. We don't give terrorists weapons. So we recorded it. So what happened? Well, one went down. He knew what the job was when he took the oath. And so now you understand why my hate for that bitch. Because I've already shot 93 I had to Babe Ruth that shit. Because why? They issued a stand down order before 9/11 was even commissioned. I refused to obey an order because there was already 2 that was reported to hit the towers. And I do not give a fuck. When it is projected that we are under attack, I fired and took one down. So you now tell me why that I can't complete everything I'm supposed to do because somebody thought they were going to seize all that money that was monopoly. But there was people that fucking lost their lives. But see, Bin Laden, playboy that had a floor in the World Trade Center. Well, it's just a decoy. It's just another playboy, gay boy, just another look away boy. Just another, it's a rap. You don't even know anything about this shit anymore. But Hugh Hefner, it was around a bunch of half-naked women that you never saw him sleep with them. But see, you just didn't know that his other Machiavelli was just Bin Laden. You been Bin Laden lately? He was on dialysis. We couldn't find him. Why? Because he was laid up in a mansion with a bunch of bunnies running around, prancing. But it wasn't until someone had to die. They needed someone. See, that's where you don't understand, bunch of videos get filmed sometime. Bunch of college students dressed up like fucking African people running around throwing M16s with bayonets like they're trying to learn how to shoot. See, that's just that shit, that bullshit stops when the hammer drops. It doesn't matter whether it's Randall Kramer or Kramer Randall or Jason Jensen or Jensen Jason or any of these other fucking names. There's one fucking thing you need to know. I do not disobey my president. I do not. You're not gonna find me, but you're going to know that everything he talked about and I'm saying was recorded because he has no right to privacy. But I am only know these things because I keep my mouth shut and I look a man in his eyes and I've watched him sink a putt without even looking while people were getting bombed during a Gulf War. So that just means that you don't know shit about what goes on anymore. But this fact that happened here in Oklahoma, you just fucked up my fucking sanctuary for me to live free. So now, instead of taking out every fucking thing that I should, I'm going to use this time to allow 2 departments to save fucking face. I went around, instead of executing all of your CWs or your CIs, I went around and hugged them so they can sit down and you guys can take a deep breath and realize they're covered. Get them moved. Get them transported somewhere else. I'll come in. I just got to relocate from here. Because now you have put me in a dangerous situation where I'm going to have to, if you leave me hung out to dry, you're not going to like what I have a chip for. Because this state won't rebuild. It won't bounce back after this one. But here's your deal. Come get me now. You've blocked me every other way of communicating. But see, I don't have to use those forms to be able to do anything. The leak that's coming out is like a water drip. Drip, drip, drip. Sometimes it leaks. But I was told to stand down and let that video camera play out. You remember? They were trying to say it was because of a video and a man was running his mouth about Islam. No, it's them. The regime. Clinton. Islam. Funded. She did. Not Bill. She did. Obama called out the time. He said, ISIL. And after that, everything is up for grabs. And I've waited and waited and waited, and I've set, and I have not executed anything until I held this bitch up long enough that they're guilty. And they know it. Because see, only a woman would disrespect a gay man by wearing white because they think they're pure. And two men together isn't. Well, that just means they outed the house. Deepest, darkest secret. I didn't do that. But it just goes to show you something. You don't know anything about what goes on in this country. And that's why I don't shoot women. And that fits gay men too. And that's how come that onslaught of that left that stuck out like that. Because he don't have to raise his arm to block that bitch's forehead because he knows I won't shoot her in the head. But he doesn't have to stick his arm out. He's just sitting there showing his ass. He's showing out. Because he's Donald Trump. And Donald Trump does what the fuck Donald Trump wants to do. He may be an ugly duckling, but I'm a black swan like a Loch Ness monster. You may think you've seen one thing and you report it one way, but you don't know the truth. So, you know, I took that plane and I kamikazed it straight down to the ground. And I put that fucking out. But you might as well think that that's one of them laying there and I put that cigarette out on their fucking forehead. There's planes all over the world that keep disappearing, but they're empty planes because they're remote controlled. Everybody think they fucking, oh, you hop in a plane, you think those pilots do that shit. But you know, that's what the problem is. They've taken the human error out of flight where it can't ever do it, way before that. And I just have to tell you this. How do you get into a lock vault with a box knife, a box cutter? No, that just puts blame on Spartan School of Aeronautics right here in the episode. That's why I'm here. That's why I stay here. Look, it's Spartan School of Aeronautics. It's 300. There's the problem. A place took the blame for something. How do you blame a school for pilots where there was no pilots that existed in a remote control time when planes can take off and land them fucking selves and get to the destination? That's how you know that when they ground airplanes, there's something bigger that's coming through, okay? And I want to tell you this. I am paired up with my partner because we're married forever. There is no separating us. But right now, she deserves better than the rest of this fucking state has treated her. So I'm asking her to come get me. So I can clean up and go. Because I am only doing this because of your career. And only you get the credit. And I'm about honoring you. I only surrender to you. And I only listen to you. Why? Because not only are you my wife, you are now need to come arrest me, but be quiet about it. I'll walk out. And then we're going to go, and you're going to have to take me wherever. But this is going to get this fucking shit off from around me, and I'm tired of it. The next time something fucks with me, my policy is I don't shoot kids, I kill their fathers. And I know everything about where they are. I will take that shot on him. But I am looking at this right now that this is a grown man trying to save his kid. Well, his kid is probably one of the dumbest motherfuckers I ever met. And knows nothing about anything. And places everybody that is here, that needs to be here because they are doing their shit right. He is placing his own family in serious fucking shit. So I'm now having to blow my fucking cool and my cover and sit here and burn myself. This is my burnos. You need to come get me so I can go with you. Because he needs to get his kid. But see, he can't overstep that line. He can't protect him. I'm not going to let him break his oath. So what I'll do is I'll fucking come down a level, several fucking levels. And now you're placing me in danger. I don't give a shit. Because I have the tools and the experience to get out of this shit. Now, you're going to come get me. And you're going to put handcuffs on me. And we're going to go through this bullshit. But you're not taking me to a jail. You're going to take me so you can do what you need to do to get you higher up the chain with me. So you can leave the system behind. And you can leave him to clean up his son's mess on his own. And this is how you know I'm giving you insurance that I'm sorry that I cheated and I fucking ran around on you while we were married. But it doesn't mean I don't love you, and it doesn't mean that I can't fix it. It just means that sometimes some of us have to finish what we were commissioned to do because we serve a president, and I made a president a promise to make sure that I step down and keep going until I was told I was clear to come out. But this other shit that came at me just exposed how they filed their informants. And I have to come in, and now I have to fucking, you and me have to get out and go up higher. So please, come get me now. Because every day I sit here, the madder I get. And every day that I keep talking, I shouldn't have to prove anything. The fact that this is boiled down to socks. Some are black and some are colorful. But it's just Pete Rose is going to the Hall of Fame. Shoeless Joe Jackson. Houston, we have a problem. We just shot down that asteroid. It's Armageddon. Now, come fucking get me. Extract me now so you can get up the chain where you need to be. Because you don't belong here with these crooked people in this system. You don't. And I'm not going to say your name. But look, I'm going to show you something. You see that? There's $1 for that. Oh yeah, you want to see the next one? Oh look, there's an L. I took an L. How about this? How about another L? How about this? And this is one because even though I lost, I still made $1 over profit. So there, I can pay you and I can give you $3. There's your $4. But this is a diamond and I call the shots now. And you're in my fucking area. And you're going to send for me now. You're going to come get me now. And I'm going to fucking give you your $4 fucking for your fucking service. And you're going to fucking understand something, motherfucker. You took a fucking oath and your kid's a piece of fucking shit. You're lucky his head's not cut off. And you're lucky that, you know what, motherfucker, I got fucking patience I got balls bigger than anybody, and I got patience, and I earned that right to be where I was at. But you just fucking caused me to get a fucking dishonorable discharge. You motherfucker. Now look, I'm gonna take this $4 and I'm gonna invest it in something. And this fuck you to the Marshal Service, this is a big fuck you. Because you put my wife in danger. So now, you are going to be the sole responsibility for making sure you get your son locked the fuck up and away from this state. Because what you don't understand is, this state is not a sanctuary. This state is right here where there is a bunch of shit that's going to come hunt him. And I've warned him and I've tried to teach him. He has eyes on him. And the fact that he has fucking went in and knocked a woman out in a fucking convenience store. And he's riding around with a machete and a fucking bicycle just tells me that you've been following me a little bit too close. Because I've let you. Now let me teach you something. This is kind of like Fletcher. This is kind of like Cheers. This is kind of going to be, this is no longer a trivia game. I did the shit I did because guess what? Sinn Fein, motherfucker. See, it's a republic. And see, you don't understand something. This isn't a government. This was my job. I am an assassin. I do this shit for a living. I am that one thing a president has that you motherfuckers don't know about. But see right here? This right here just means that my job was to save one and to crush one. But I don't fucking shoot women or children. So guess what? You can get that bitch off the podium. The New York Police Department, the fire department are going to tear that motherfucker. They're going to pick up an axe and grind that shit. And they're going to start hacking that fucking place apart. Because I smell something. And I don't know. But I don't fucking support that bitch. That bitch says she thinks she is the shit and she can't fall in line. Well, sweetheart, man's world, government, we fall in line, we lead. But guess what? I'm not taking a shot. And guess what? I'm not killing a cop's kid or a marshal's kid because that's on this land. But guess what? I was told to stand down and uncover shit long time ago. I've been exposed the whole time. Everything's recorded around me all the time. A1, day one. You don't understand. 57, 45, doesn't matter. It does not matter. My traceability is very fucking easy. Just listen to your hit music. But guess what? I am not going anywhere with anybody else except my wife. And she's very safe. Now look at me. She's protecting you from me right now. Because I don't need a gun. I don't. She just knows by my tattoos and what I've done to myself. She just knows that she don't know if I'm going to turn on her. No. I love you. And I'm sorry. But I would rather fuck my career off and save yours. Because you're my wife. And these motherfuckers don't have any balls around here. They don't have any honor. So I would rather come down from my post and leave one, because I've already been told to stand down. I've already been decommissioned. I've just been told here to sit idle. So I'm coming here, and I'm going to join you. And you know what? I don't give a fuck what this community fucking thinks. They don't know nothing. So I don't mind putting on a tie and a pin and a suit and burning myself because I'm saving you. Because CBS, it's all I already know. But guess what? It wasn't a senator that had the socks. It was a president that liked colorful Christmas socks. And I wore black socks up to my knees, and I wear the hat. He just sat in the wheelchair because he was Professor Xavier, and I was Wolverine. Blue and gold, sausage. That's just what it is. A lot of people don't understand. I serve my country free because I don't have a conscience anymore. Because I know I do what I'm told, and I do it. And I know that the president has me back. Why? Because I know I'm not supposed to talk until he's in the ground. Because there is no contract. Because if you hire outside, you can't get paid. Because presidents don't hire contract killers. They hire citizens, air patrol. That means that any point in time that there's something in the air and they have to shoot it down. That way our government or our military doesn't get responsibility. That means that I have to kill it. And I'm no longer going to let anybody else fill my position. I'm going to retire and do this the rest of my life. But I'm going to do it with the intentions because I'm stepping over with my wife and my partner. And she's going to be able to fulfill her and clear her name and clear the stuff she needs to do. So see, we don't have a safe word to extract me, but it's just motherfucker. That's all it is. All you got to do is show up, motherfucker. Because guess what? I'm Jason motherfucking Jensen. And that F stands for protection. Federal protection. Not for anybody else, but for my wife. So she can get out of here. But then, when all this other shit started happening, and they started abusing shit, I'm like, when is it going to end? How much more are you going to keep fucking me out of? How much more are you going to keep fucking with me? You're not going to break me. You're not going to crack me. You're not going to do any of this stuff. Because I'm not going to break my fucking protocol and make a phone call. I'm just telling you right now, wife, I'm not going to say your name. I need you to come here. Put your handcuffs on me. Don't kiss me. I need you to read me my rights. Frisk me. Put me in a car and take me to a silver building and then uncuff me, and I can then, it's over. Only way I can do that and be decommissioned. But I ain't walking in there and I ain't leaving here without you getting credit. Because you got bigger balls than the rest of these fucking cowards around here. And the only person that I would blow my shit up for was for you. Because you remember, we had a conversation. And I told you, I said, China. And you told me to shut the fuck up. And I can cry on the spot. Because I knew you didn't realize. And I never got a chance. But you got to remember something. Protection of my president is always my job. But he's okay, and they've all signaled. And the marshal has signaled service through there to burn notice to get out. I'm ready. Please come get me. Arrest me, handcuff me, get me out of here so we can go to the building and get this over with. Because his personal life is his personal life. And I want him to know that his son is not my target. The others aren't my target. I was here with orders to stand down and wait. But since now my person that can stand up for me is buried and passed away. All I have is the proof is in pictures and in media. And if you go back to Mosh, that point in time, that his son sitting there reading a book to some children. But the book, if you look at the book, it's upside down. But it's also the color of the hair. It's just opaque. It's just keep going. It's just color harp. It's color purple. It's just keep going till present time. Nothing's going to line up, because this right here is why I tuck my finger and I never tattooed it, and I don't wear a ring, because that is missing formation for me. But that is also an equation, because that also is a W for a middle initial of a son. EMC. It's not square yet. It's short. And I'm using this finger for you. And it's only going to come out when you get here. And it's only going to get ringed up. And it's only going to do this for you to come here and do your job, so you don't get ridiculed, so you don't tarnish your thing. So I'm outing myself now. You need to come get me, Kay. And you read me my rights. You put handcuffs on me. And you walk me out of here by yourself, because you're the only one that has the biggest balls to do it. And that just right there shows that they just didn't know what was going to hit them. But I don't crack. I may lay here and do whatever. So whatever the investigation they got on me saying, they just don't know. They just got blue chipped. And they just don't know they got Bluetooth. And they just don't know they got been getting recorded and reported on the whole time. But all I did was reconnaissance and did what I was supposed to do. And now I'm ready to pop and get the fuck out of here. But I want you to get credit for catching the one who couldn't be caught. Oklahoma's going to get credit for a lot because of you. They shouldn't. But you get the credit and the accommodation. And I get to be bad. And just know that I fell in love in the back of a cop car once before. I can do it again. Just come get me, so I can snitch myself out and get this process going, because they keep blocking me on every other source of way to call out, and I'm not gonna fucking use a landline, because I don't trust these fucking communist bastards around here, these crooked people. And I understand, like, if you gotta slap me, spit in my face, do whatever you gotta fucking do it. But I'm not gonna hurt you. I love you. But them motherfuckers, I'll snap their necks and still cash a check and get a pension and give you all the attention, and still they ain't gonna tarnish me. But what it does is it shows that I support you, and your career is more relevant than mine. I just need to break down, and I need to fucking have you be there for me to do it in privacy, and you know. I just need to sleep. So, let's go.